Hey, what's up, friends? Kenji back with another edition of Constructed with Numot. This time, Standard Storm, 1,000-Year Storm. Been having some good success with this deck on the competitive queues on Magic Online. And just to give you the basic gist of how the deck works is that you control the early game if they have a lot of creatures with like shocks and lightning strikes while you're simultaneously digging for your 1,000-Year Storm. Once you get the Storm online, it's pretty easy just to basically go infinite and deal 20 plus damage to your opponent all in one turn. There's also some cute stuff you can do with like Pirate's Pillage and 1,000-Year Storm, because every time it copies, you don't have to discard a card and it gets 2 treasures, so kind of acts like a ritual. Some really fun stuff you can do with this deck. I'm going to run it in a competitive queue, and we'll show you guys what this can do. Stay tuned. Here we are for the very first round with our blue-red Storm deck here in Standard. We're going to play first, and we are going to keep this hand. Got a burn spell for an early creature from the opponent, got a radical idea to start digging, and even have our namesake 1,000-Year Storm already in hand, so we'll see. Now this deck is a little bit weak towards the super aggro decks like the mono-red deck and whatnot, but it doesn't mean the matchup's unwinnable. In fact, I think after sideboarding, you do gain a lot of cards. Green-black, I should note, is another one that's pretty good versus you just because they have a lot of main deck cards like Assassin's Trophy and Vraska, which can deal with the Storm, but you can often beat them down too. Probably going to see a Branch Walker here or something, I would imagine. Or a Wild Growth Walker. Okay, looks like they're on the Explorer version of this deck, which has been making its rounds on Magic Online. Just going to fire a strike off of that. Game plan is to keep the board clear. Draw another Sulphur Falls. Alright, a little bit land heavy, but hopefully this radical idea can find us something next turn. Jadelight Ranger. I'm going to respond to this with radical idea, because if we find a shock, I want to be able to shock it right now before it can potentially get +2/+2. Oh! And that is what you call calling it. Pre-recorded! They get a land and a Chupacabra, which they smartly put in the graveyard. That would be a great turn to draw Pirate's Pillage. Darn, can't go 2 for 2. We're just going to play land, and I will flashback Radical Idea, or I guess jumpstart it, in case we draw a Treasure Map. That's the only card that would be relevant here, because all of our other stuff is basically instants and sorceries. This could be Vraska. Oh, Path of Discovery. Nice, nice. Another Radical Idea. Hey, there's our Treasure Map. Perfect. Gonna start scrying. Definitely risky to just jam out 1,000-Year Storm. Because they could have their trophy or they could have Vraska. Looks like the opponent's going to keep their Midnight Reaper on top. Okay. Three cards in hand. We will map at end of turn. Let's keep an opt. I'm not actually in a rush to run out the 1,000-Year Storm. Versus green-black, because they don't have too much pressure right now, I think I'd rather wait until I can go off all in one turn, just in case they do have a trophy. So let's pass here. They're going to draw their Reaper. It's going to opt in response. Maybe look for a burn spell. Okay, I actually think we can probably keep the redundant 1,000-Year Storm then. Treasure Map. Let's keep the Pillage. Okay. And they reveal the Seeker Squire, which they put to the graveyard. Tomb tapped. If they have an Assassin's Trophy, they might use it now since I'm about to transform. Ooh, find their 2 creatures back. That's kind of cute. And I'm going to take 4 here. All right. So we have a Pirate's Pillage on top, so we're just going to draw that naturally. Now we'll use the map. Bottom of Steam Vent. Run out our 1,000-Year Storm. Make them have a removal spell for it this turn. Be it Vraska or Assassin's Trophy. which they do unfortunately have. They're going to hit me for 8. Okay, but we still might be able to go off here. So I'm going to go 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so we get to go 1,000 Year Storm into, and I need to get a little bit lucky here. I need to Radical Idea into a land. Nice. Now, oh no, I can't actually cast the Pirate's Pillage. Oh, I needed to let, dang it. We died. I miscounted. I thought I had enough mana, but I actually needed that extra card in hand. Well, we forced them to have the enchantment removal, and unfortunately that was the last card that was in their hand. Alright, so we bring in the fields, we bring in the coils, we bring in some number of negates versus them. I actually like taking out a storm and a pillage. And then versus the Golgari deck, I don't think you need the Flood of Recollection. And some number of anticipates. The Flood of Recollections are really nice though, because with the 1,000 Year Storm, you can return multiple things. So if you need to go off on a following turn, you can just do that instead. But let's submit it like this and go to a game 2 versus green-black. All right, here we are for game 2 versus the green-black deck. The reason I couldn't cast that Pirate's Prize there was because you need to discard a card as an additional cost, and I didn't have a card in my hand after playing out the land. Funny enough. Pretty good hand here for us, though, as we are just going to snap resolve the treasure map as soon as possible. And then next turn we get to go upkeep Scry plus field, or maybe even shock something if we need to. But I've been impressed with the electrostatic fields. They block a lot of creatures versus Golgari, and they just end up as another win con later in the game. Don't need that pillage. Play out our field. Okay, so we still know they have at least a tomb in their hand. There comes the Midnight Reaper, that's fine. No upkeep Scry here. Reason is we get to Pirate's Pillage, discard a land, and then using one of our treasures, I can scry with the treasure map. This is a good draw here for us. Fourth land from the opponent. We will block 3 damage. 4 toughness is just very, very big versus a lot of creatures in this format. I have found... Oh no! The Brontodon! Well, I'm still going to use a treasure here to sack and scry, but I think they're probably going to blow it up. Ooh, we're going to keep that too. So we draw. I'm going to activate the map. Top that. Wow, they didn't sacrifice their Brontodon in response. That's kind of crazy, I think. Play the map. Shock. I guess they're just saving the Brontodon for my 1,000 Year Storm, but really surprised that they let me get the Treasure Cove offline like that, or online like that. Okay, block here. Spyglass. I guess we'll use the map in response just in case they name that. And leave the coil back on top. That doesn't actually stop either of these, but I guess their plan is to name my Treasure Cove. Oh, they named the treasure map itself. Okay, so I can still draw cards with the Treasure Cove then. How much mana do I have? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, they named the wrong card. So let's Lava Coil their Brontodon right now, and then if they try to kill a treasure, I can sack it. they just let that resolve. Okay. Well, then I am fine passing the turn back to them. This could be a Vraska. Nope, just a Jade Light Ranger. That's okay as well. Looks like it might have drawn them 2 lands. And I think here I like exploding for the full amount. Drawing 4 cards, dealing 4 damage to them, setting us up for a future turn. Let's opt. And now we can just start aiming burn at their face. Bottom that. Just looking for more instants and sorceries. Like at this point, the 1,000-Year Storm is more of a backup card than anything else. Another Midnight Reaper. That's actually fine for us because if we kill it, they also take a damage, so no big deal there. Nice, another field is perfect. And we probably win next turn, barring any shenanigans, because I can play 1,000-Year Storm, they're going to try to kill it, I'll negate it, and then I can shock them. And that will be, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8 damage. I guess I'm going to be a little bit short. In any case, though, we're in really good shape this game. The constant fact that they have to hold up Assassin's Trophy, or at least what I presume is Assassin's Trophy in their hand for my 1,000-Year Storm is going to end them. Okay, Plague Crafter their draw. I imagine they keep that, but they're going to be dead next turn. Oh, no, they bottomed it, or graveyarded it. Find. Alright, that I will counter. That might just win the game here. In fact, it does. So I'm going to cast the 1,000-Year Storm now. I am going to opt. They are probably going to respond with an Assassin's Trophy, but then Shock will kill them. Because this will be... This Shock is 6 points of damage right now in conjunction with the electrostatic fields. And so in unison with the opt that I already cast, then they're just going to lose. Nice. Good stuff there. And as you can see, the electrostatic field just did so much work versus their deck. Alright, I'm probably going to run it back just like this again for Game 3. So stay tuned. Game 3, Blue-Red Storm versus their Green-Black. A little bit janky hand, but I think this is a keeper. So we lead on turn 1 Mountain. I will probably just play Electrostatic Field on turn 2. Oh, they missed a land. Okay, you know what? I'm actually going to treasure map here, since they kept a sketchy hand. Oh, then they got there anyways. And they found more land because Explorer's great. But we also found some land. Decent, I would say. Alright, let's get our field online. Blocks everything. Also just pings them for a lot. I would imagine they have more 2-drops in their hand. Ooh, the Walker it is. Okay, so we're probably going to have to kill that. So, because I'm probably using the Lightning Strike, I'm actually going to opt here on upkeep to try to find a land. And now I'm just going to draw naturally. Damn, no land. Okay, but we will strike their creature and pass. Not getting to use treasure map there is real bad. Because if they find another land and they have Vraska, the 4-mana Vraska, they can shoot my treasure map. Another walker and a tracker. All right. Land here is amazing. Nice. So now we will play our land untapped. We will shock the tracker, strike the walker, and pass the turn back to him. Jadelight Ranger reveals Duress, which they bin. Ooh, and a Gruesome Menagerie, which they also put away. They're just looking for lands, apparently. Okay, let's pillage, discard idea, play the land, and I'm just going to flip the map right now. Play it safe. I think I'm actually okay using the treasures to play another map as well. Just keep digging. There's that Vraska I was talking about, the Golgari Queen. Okay, they're going to kill my field. Bash in for 6. Yeah, we do feel the pressure. Let's keep the storm. Draw the storm. Scry. Keep that on top. Pirates. Pillage. Discard that. Shock the Vraska while we can, and then pass the turn. Taking 6. Another Jadelight Ranger. We're going to have to try to win next turn, or at least wipe their board next turn. So, upkeep map. This is going to get us a bunch more treasures. Ooh, we will keep the burn spell. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 mana. So I get to 6, cast Thousand Year Storm. Cast the Radical Idea. I think they're probably going to Assassin's Trophy again. They didn't. Oh, that's really good. Oh, that's really good. Now we get to opt. 2 copies. So at the very least, we're going to get to blow up their board with Lightning Strike. Here goes the Assassin's Trophy, but that's too late now. We get to go red, colorless. Kill that and that. A trophy. I get to get a land here. Get the opt counters. Bottom the island. Draw the steam vent. Keep the expansion explosion. Play the land. Pass. Alright. Well, if they don't duress this expansion explosion away from my hand, I think we're... Gosh darn it! They drew a duress. Hopefully they don't have anything else spicy. No! Oh man, that was the perfect draw for them. Well, we're still not out of this, but it's going to make it a lot harder now. Let's start off by sacking the treasure. And we can Radical Idea. Oh boy. Found a land pocket. Found a very big land pocket. Wow. I think that was very unlucky. Oh, man. Very, very unlucky. Okay, well, sometimes you run a little bit poorly. The opponent drew the perfect card, and we drew nothing but lands there at the very end. Darn, that was a close game, though. GG's. Close one. Let's go to round 2. Here we are for round 2, or the second match with our blue-red storm deck. I'm going to keep this versus an unknown opponent on the draw. Obviously, they could bite me in the butt if they're playing the mono-red deck, which it looks like they might be. So now we need to draw like Shock. Or not. Okay, this could be problematic. I kept a hand that was pretty cold to a super aggro decks like this, but well, hopefully we can draw out of it. Hopefully they don't burn me out too quickly. There's the Pyromancer as well, yes. Down to 17. Burn spell here would be good. Nice. And the reason we just fire off the strike on the Pyromancer right now is so that they can't cast their Wizard Lightning for... Oh, I guess it doesn't matter since they already have the Lava Runner too, but... Normally, if this is their only wizard, it's correct to burn it off so that they can't cast a discounted Wizard's Lightning like it looks like they might do here. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to fall to 9. This is turn 3, and I'm at 9. Everything's fine. This is fine. I don't think I have much time to map, but I'm going to anyways. We'll leave that on top, because that can find or help find a burn spell again. Steamkin, okay, go down to 7 here. So we draw the opt for the turn. Play to land, okay, so draw opt for the turn, find a burn spell, hopefully. Bottom a steam vent. Let's, I guess now Radical Idea, hope to find a shock. Darn it. Okay, now we just have to pass. And very good chance that I'm just dead here this turn. Cast any 3 damage burn and I lose. No plays though. Okay, I'm at 4. Probably still dead. Rekindling Phoenix. Alright. Well, technically not dead, I guess. Scry. We needed that a little while ago. So I'm going to have 5, 6, 7 mana. Not good enough. I need to keep that and somehow draw another one. Because I need to shock this, and then I need to find a lightning strike off of Radical Idea. That's how I survive. Nope. Alright. I guess we can technically Pirate's Pillage into a lightning strike. Not a winning line as I'm using up all my mana, but now at least I can lightning strike the Rekindling Phoenix and go to potential 2 as opposed to just dying. Still dead to any burn spell here though. Alright, so be it. And that's GG's. We will go to a game 2. Bring in the fields and the coils. Cut the expansion explosions. Cut the flood of recollections. I sometimes like bringing in the gates in case they have risk factors as well, but it's not hugely necessary. Probably cut a map versus them too. And we'll just run it like this. The main thing is the electrostatic fields are big blockers as O4s, and the coils can remove some of their creatures like the Phoenix. So let's go on the play here for game 2. 2,000 Year Storms is not great, but you do have ways to discard them, such as the Radical Idea and the Pirate's Pillage, so it's a keeper. Okay. And we'll shock the Firebrand when they go to combat with it. And that lets us cast Radical Idea next turn. We Radical Idea because we don't need to dig for a certain card yet with Opt. There's the Steamkin. Though another burn spell wouldn't be bad now. Nice. So let's play Steam Vent's tapped. Coil their Steamkin, I think. Obviously a little bit awkward versus like a Rekindling Phoenix, but that won't come down for another 2 turns anyways. As they just pass. Let's cast the Opt and fight in case we find an electrostatic field that we want, but we will keep the Pillage. And again, we're going to Opt here in case we find a 2-drop. Bottom the vent, and there's the field we were talking about. Beautiful. beautiful. I will take 4 damage if they cast Risk Factor end of turn. Yes, that is fine. You have no pressure on the board, and I don't want to give them pressure. If they just pass the turn here hoping to cast Risk Factor again, that's probably game over. Even Rekindling Phoenix is probably not going to be good enough. But we will find out. Okay. So as long as they don't kill me in 2 turns, I'm okay. They're going to need a lot of burn spells in hand to finish me off, but it is possible. Chain Whirler's fine. So we're going to go land, 1000-Year Storm, pass. And now they need to deal 11 damage to me next turn. So they need to find 7 damage beyond the Rekindling Phoenix, which, again, possible, just not likely. Okay, that's fine. Now we get to untap and win. So I have access to 2, 4, 6, 8 mana, which means I can here Lightning Strike their face first to set up the 1000-Year Storm. Now I can anticipate, dig for 2 cards, and any burn spell will effectively win. So take another Anticipate over land. There it is, that Lightning Strike will almost certainly win the game because now you will see the power of the Pirate's Pillage with the 1000-Year Storm. Since I've cast 2 other instant sorceries, I'm about to draw 6 cards and get 6 treasures. And now we can play the land. I'm sure that Shock plus Lightning Strike at this point is lethal. That's 15 damage alone in Lightning Strikes. And then it was 8 damage with the Shocks, so very much lethal. A nice little turn 7 kill there. We were a little bit lucky that their hand wasn't super fast. And yes, it helps that they were on the draw. Debating whether or not I want these Blink of an Eye, knowing that they have the Phoenix and whatnot, just as a way to kind of stall them off. I think I might cut a treasure map and one of our Storm, just for the double bounce spell, especially being on the draw. They do have a decent number of creatures, so even bouncing like a Chain Whirler might not be terrible. Okay, game 3 versus the mono-red aggro. I'm going to keep this hand. Man, I don't have any early interaction, so hopefully their hand's a little bit slower too, but I just don't know how you get away with hands like this, or can get away from hands like this, I should say. That was a very good draw. Sweet. Lightning Strike will probably be on whatever 2-drop they have here. Yeah, certainly. So we'll get to Lightning Strike away their Steamkin. Firebrand still going the distance. Okay, 17. No land, but they do have another Steamkin. Okay. I'm going to anticipate main phase here, try to find a shock. But I will take a Blink of an Eye if nothing else will work. This could be the problematic turn with the Steamkin, but we'll see. Oh, another Steamkin. Okay, do they have another 1-drop? That would be very good. Yikes. Okay, so I'm taking 4 this turn. Yeah, if I had found a burn spell there, I don't think we could have lost, but now we are very, very far behind. So I guess the game plan here is to play the electrostatic field, pass the turn, and then blink this Steamkin when they try to cast a red spell. I guess this was actually a mistake, because now they get to attack with a 4/4. I just didn't want them to get the mana, but I guess they only had 1 card left in hand after that. Yeah, that was a mistake on my part. I should have just given them the mana, because they only had 1 card left in hand. It's not like they were going to do much with it anyways. So I would have prevented a lot of extra damage here. Yep, that was a mistake. Okay, let's pillage. Play the land and pass. Oh, their last card was Risk Factor. All right, GG's. GG's. Yeah. So the issue there was, well, I kept a slow hand and only found 1 burn spell. I needed to have either mulliganed into some more removal or found some more removal with my card draw. But close games. I think all of our matches have been close so far, just coming down to, you know, who high rolls a little bit better. So let's try to finish off strong with a 3-2. Round 3 incoming. We'll play first. And is absolutely fine on the draw versus an unknown opponent. Sorry, on the play versus an unknown opponent. And we're just going to lead with Steam Vents and pass. We're not necessarily digging for anything in particular, so no need to opt turn 1. Though having a treasure map on turn 2 is always the dream. Okay, this could be a control deck, which would be the first we've fought against. Ooh, Grixis. All right. So, good thing about Grixis is that they probably have a lot of dead cards versus us in game 1, as we have no creatures in the main deck. Oh my, that is a lot of land. Holy moly. What? All right, let's opt. Maybe find a treasure map. Bottom the strike. Jeez, that was a lot of land. I didn't anticipate finding that many lands. Okay, they play their Steam Vents tapped, or untapped rather. Sarkin! Oh baby, Grixis Dragons. Haven't seen this one in a while. Okay. Sarkin Fireblood discarding Mox Amber. Wow. Okay, I'll take the only non-land option available. Let's radical idea here. More land. This is not going well for us. Quite a bit of flood, but opponent's not really doing too much yet either, so I guess we're probably fine. We'll see what crazy dragon they can ramp out here. I don't know what the dragon of choice is anymore. Oh, how about a Niv Mizzet on turn 4 versus me? That seems bad. For me. Yeah, okay. So I guess the hope is just to jam Thousand Year Storm next turn and not die? I might end up killing myself, though, casting my own spells. But thankfully, Niv Mizzet only deals damage to me on the first one and not the copies. Oh, are you kidding? Okay. Well, Well, there goes my storm. Oh no. Well, if this deck can't beat the Grixis Dragons deck, then maybe it's not so good. I don't know. The last 2 leagues I've taken in this, or rather, I've played this deck, both gone 4-1, so... Wow, they took the Anticipate. They might have a counter in their hand or something, or maybe another Thought Erasure. I don't know. Discard a Nicol Bolas, sure. Attack me down to 12. I'm guessing they have a counter or something in their hand. Yep, Disdainful Stroke. That's fine. Alright, GG's. So let's bring in 4 negates. Do we want to bring in Niv-Mizzet of our own? I think that also seems fine. This matchup, we don't need as many burn spells for sure. Can cut some of our combo pieces since we're going an alternate route. Don't think I want the research. I think we're just going to try to bring in the 4 negates and the 2 Niv-Mizzet. Game 2 versus Grixis Dragons. Let's go on the play. And let's keep this awesome hand. Turn to Treasure Map. Very good. We have a negate and a Niv-Mizzet. Alright, let's resolve the map. Pass the turn. Sulfur falls from the opponent. I'm going to upkeep Treasure Map. Keep any land I see, bottom anything else basically. And I'm going to play the Steam Vents untapped. A little bit awkward that, you know, I'm obviously holding something up, but I'm going to negate a Firebrand if they have one. And if they don't, that's great. I'm going to go ahead and just Treasure Map here. Yeah, we'll keep the Storm. Play the land tapped. Pass. They're missing black mana, it appears. Bottom the pillage, draw. Good, land is great. No rush here. I'd rather pass the turn and play Thousand Year Storm when we can hold up a negate. They finally found their black mana though. Can also just cast Niv-Mizzet here holding up negate, which I think is probably a good line as well. Alright, nothing end of turn from them is good for us. Sideboard Niv-Mizzet for the win! Card is very good versus so much in the format these days. Eldest Reborn. I am going to go for a negate on that, thank you very much. And they scoop. Alright. Pretty uneventful game 2. Can we finally take one of these game 3s? That's going to be the question. Can we finally take one of these game 3s? I think I'm going to cut the Floods and actually just bring back the 4th Pillage and the 4th Storm. Try to combo them out. Flood of Recollections don't seem necessary in this matchup anyways. Okay. A fine hand. No turn 2 Treasure Map, but definitely a keep, even if they duress. I'm not sure what they would take here, though. They might take one of my 2 mana spells. Probably the Anticipate, if any of them. Oh, nope, they took the Storm. I am A-okay with that. Not so thrilled about drawing a second Niv-Mizzet, but I guess redundancy is always fine. Okay, Thought Erasure. I mean, maybe they just take the second Niv-Mizzet anyways, we'll find out. I like how they have Niv Mizzet in their deck with basic swamps. That's good. That's good. They do have the Sarkhan though, of course. In fact, if they just jam Sarkhan next turn and I don't draw Negate, we're probably going to lose. Alright, they did take the Anticipate this time. Let's see how they Surveil. Experimental Frenzy, what the heck? I don't know what's going on. That seems like a weird include in their deck. That was a pretty good draw, though. Don't mind jamming a map here. There's the red source. Do they have the Sarkhan? Yes, they do. Well, that's not good for us. Discard a Radical Idea. I'm going to upkeep Scry. Just looking for land. Perfect. Keep the falls. Pass the turn, then we can Radical Idea. They can't cast Niv Mizzet next turn, though, because they have the swamp, so even if they play a mountain or an island here, they're still one colored source away. I don't really want to use all of my treasures to cast Niv Mizzet, but it might be necessary. But knowing that they have Eldest Reborn is also problematic. Okay, opponent took a short break there, but it looks like they're back now. Another Thought Erasure. You got me. Oh, are they going to copy this? Oh, they're going to expansion it to take both of my Niv Mizzets. Nice. I like it. Combo. Okay, they surveil the land to the bottom, or in the graveyard. Okay. They surveilled Eldest Reborn to the graveyard as well. Alright. Upkeep, I'm not going to scry and hope to just draw land. And that way I can pillage here. And then use one of the treasures to use the treasure map. I think they forgot to use Sarkhan last turn. Okay, discards nothing. Aftermath's their Radical Idea, discarding a Drowned Catacomb. So they must not have Niv Mizzet in their hand if they're discarding another source. Or if they do have it, they just drew him. Gonna bottom the Steam Vents. Upkeep. Map. Keep an opt. Let's opt. Bottom pillage. I suppose playing another map is fine. And last card is Negate. Alright. So they are Hellbent. They are rummaging with Sarkhan. And passing the turn. We will draw a card with Treasure Cove. We will Pirate's Pillage, discarding Mountain. Play a Steam Vent tapped and pass. It's going to be who comes down to top decking something first. Their Sarkhan is one away from ultimate, though. One away from ultimate. As they rummage again, getting rid of a Steam Vent. Sure, Nicol Bolas. I will discard my Sulphur Falls. Come on, whammy. Nope. Whammy? 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I can shoot Sarkhan for 6. And draw 6 cards. I guess that's good. Okay. Let's do that. And there's even a storm for us. How nice. Interesting game we've got going on here, but I think I like our position. Unless, of course, they have another stroke, or they just found a stroke or a negate. Alright, that's land number 6. They're trying to get to enough mana to transform Nicol Bolas, is my guess. Wow, that negate was also a great draw for us. As now, if they have a counter, I can counter back. So let's opt here. Bottom the negate, and then let's shock the Nicol Bolas instead of killing the Sarkhan. Sarkhan's not too relevant anymore, but I don't want them to transform that. And now, once we untap next turn, our 1,000-Year Storm will almost certainly just win the game. Nice little control game here, but man, I've been really impressed with Expansion Explosion. All right, we got a win on the board. We are 1-2. Let's try to win the next 2 rounds and get to 3-2. 4th match with our Blue-Red Storm deck. Let's play first. And looks like a fine keep on the play. Let's just lead with Mountain. Next turn we get to hold up Anticipate plus Lightning Strike. Looks like we're playing against one of our green-black decks again. All right. So we have to be worried about cards like Assassin's Trophy and Vraska. I'm not going to Lightning Strike that. I'm just going to Anticipate. And we are going to take the treasure map here. And I think we're just going to map this turn. Okay, another Explorer. Finds a Merfolk Branchwalker, which they bin, and then a Memorial to Folly, which they draw. Let's upkeep the map. Put the Radical Idea into the graveyard. Pretty good draw there. Now we get to clean up the board. I'm going to take a hit here for 2, though, and see if they play like another Jade Light Ranger, which I can respond to the trigger with. I wonder if they're going to trophy my treasure map. No, they're going to cast a Fine Broker. Okay. So get back Jade Light. I think this turn we just shock. Clear up the board since we're treasure mapping here. Keeping the land. Casting Pirate's Prize, discarding Flood. Speaking of Flood, we are drawing a lot of lands, but that's good for our Expansion Explosion. Memorial to Folly pass. Ah. I think they know what I'm doing, and I think they're just passing the turn so to hold up Assassin's Trophy here, so no rush. If they want to pass, I don't mind passing too. Now would be the turn that they would cast their Jade Light Ranger, but since they don't have another green to hold up Assassin's Trophy, they're not. So now we get to shoot them for a lot of damage. Deal 8 damage, draw 8 cards. And 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have a lot of damage. We are close to burning them out. Oh, that should do it. right? Because now we have 3, 6, 7, 8. So this is for 4, 3, 4, 5. Yep. So we have him dead next turn just to burn. Actually, do I have him dead this turn? 3, 6. No, not quite. All right, so let's just pass. Since they're not doing anything. Discard Steam Vents, land, and another land. Take our beats for 3. They are going to play their Jade Light Ranger, so they might already have a green source in their hand. Would make a lot of sense. Alright, let's do the old expansion again. It's time for 4. And then shock. Shock. I actually could have played the Thousand Year Storm first, but whatever. Lightning Strike. Where'd it go? Flood of Recollection. Lightning Strike. Didn't even need to play our Thousand Year Storm. Simply just burned them out. Simply just burned them out. Alright. Fields, coils in, 2 negates in. Storm, pillage out. Floods out. And anticipates out. Seems good. Let's go to a game 2. Game 2 versus green-black, and we have a pretty nice one on the draw. Let's lead with the Steam Vent, since we don't have anything to do with 2 mana anyways. And they have a walker. We need to draw, what, Lightning Strike or Lava Coil? Double Shock is not what I'd want to do versus the walker, but I might need to. Ooh, looks like they might not have a explore creature, though, if they're not doing it pre-combat. Nice, okay, so we just get to opt here instead, try to find something else. Steam Vent's tapped. Again, no explore creature pre-combat. Alright, so I'm not going to shock yet. And they just pass. That's good. That is very good. I absolutely don't mind just biding our time. Taking 1 damage. Setting up our draws. Setting up our draws. Are they going to 5 mana pass too? Wow, they are. Okay, that's Radical Idea, end of turn. And I'm also going to discard one of our Thousand Year Storms and jumpstart the Radical Idea. Let's play the field. Pass the turn to them again. I will block if they attack. Most of the time they don't have too much removal now after boarding. This is Vraska, though, that's an issue. Oh, Carnage Tyrant. Okay, that is also a large card. Anticipate. Find a pillage, we'll keep that. Let's cast the pillage, discarding map at this point. Playing out land, and I might just have to aiming this burn at their face. Okay, that's fine. I think they're going to take the storm here anyways. It's possible they take a shock, but that doesn't seem super likely. Okay, they took one of the explosions. That also makes a lot of sense to me. Again, we'll just block. Duress again. Oof. Now I'm not so confident, because them taking the second explosion really hurts. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Alright, well, I guess I don't have much of an option here. We just have to jam the storm and pass. Hope they don't have Vraska or something. Because we are very close to just killing them now, right? 2 damage plus 4 damage plus 9 damage. 2, 4, 9 is 15, 16, 17, 18. We actually have lethal. We no longer have lethal. Darn it. Okay. So they kill the storm. But first I get to shock them. And then strike them. I have to just go all face here and hope to kill him. It's basically my only option. Don't think there's much we can draw at this point, but gotta go for it. Ah, and they had another Explore card in hand. Damn. Alright, that was a close one, actually. That was a close one. The double duress did get us there pretty good. I think we're just running it back, though. Trying to get that curve online. Here we are for game 3 versus the green-black deck. And, uh-oh. That's a mulligan. Much better. Turn to treasure map. With a negate and an explosion is not awful. Map one of the better cards in here. As they play a turn 2 walker. Let's scry on upkeep. Bottom the shock. Play the land untapped. And we're going to go ahead and just strike their walker right now. No beating around the bush. As they have another one, but no land. Scry on upkeep. Top the land. Play another map. We're about to get a lot of mana with these maps, but their Wild Growth Walker is also about to get very large, I imagine. Yeah. That might be good enough to win the game, honestly. Because now Lava Coil doesn't even kill it. Let's bottom the idea. Top. Bottom the Radical. Draw. Land. Pass. I mean, I'm just dead in 2 turns here. Yes, negate will counter. I'd rather them not take my explosion, because I think that's the way we have our chance in this game. Take 8? Ay, ay, ay. Well, I'm actually dead to the walker by, oh sorry, these 2 creatures by themselves next turn, aren't I? Bottom that. So I need to 2, 4, 6, 12. So I need to shoot this for 6 and then draw a burn spell for the ranger. It's doable. I use up a lot of my mana to do so, though. Alright. X draw. 3, 4, 5, 6. Need to find a strike or a shock. Okay, found the strike. Shoot the ranger. Alright, now we're not completely out of it, but still not looking great. I imagine they take negate here over opt, but oh, I guess they don't have any more relevant cards. Okay, take 3, I'm at 4. They have another land, unfortunately. Jade Light Ranger. Oh no, and they found a Chupacabra. Oh, which they actually binned. Well, actually, I'm not dead on board. I guess they have another Chupacabra in their hand, is my guess. Playcrafter. That'll do it. GG's. Man, I feel like we got pretty unlucky there. But maybe this deck's just not very good, because we're now 1-3. Although we've gone to nothing but game 3. So I'm going to play out the last round just to give you guys a look at this deck. But I don't think this league is necessarily representative of what this deck can do. Because, again, I think it's pretty good. I've been doing really well within the leagues lately, but win some, you lose some. Let's try to win the last round just to give you guys some excitement. All right, the 5th match with this blue-red Storm deck. Let's play first. No lands mulligan. Turn 2 treasure map is a keep. Bottom the excess 1,000-Year Storm. Alrighty. Turn 1 Steam Vents could mean the opponent's on the Aggro deck, the Crackling Drake Electromancer deck. They could also be on Jeskai Control. Oh, another Grixis deck. Okay. Let's upkeep Scry. Bottom the Radical. Play Steam Vents untapped. Looks like we're going to be against Grixis Control. They wisely put a Moment of Craving in their graveyard. Thought Erasure. Okay, we'll just let that resolve. If they take Anticipate, so be it. That's not a big deal. I feel like they probably take the 1,000-Year Storm anyways. Yep. That is A-okay. And they left a card on top. Great. So let's Anticipate now. Take a, I think just a Radical Idea here. Although, you know what? This Expansion Explosion is usually pretty good on the control matchups. Upkeep Scry for a land. Bottom the Radical. Let's main phase Anticipate, find a land, hopefully. Okay, that will work. And then pass the turn. Land number 4 tapped for them as they pass. Let's transform. Always keeping a land effectively. And pass the turn. Okay, they put a Vraska's Contempt in their graveyard. I'm sure they have a few other dead cards in their hand still too, which is nice. That's the nice thing about this deck, because we have no creatures. A lot of removal is just dead. Okay. Discovery, they did not surveil any into their graveyard. And we will just continue land passing here. Land number 6 from opponent. Uh-oh, this looks big. Niv Mizzet. Alright, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I can actually shoot Niv Mizzet after it resolves and give them an extra card. I don't think that's too bad. So let's explode there. I'm going to draw. And let's just go for the full amount. Not exactly the cards we were looking for. But so be it. Let's Pirate's Prize here, discarding an island. And then we can play... Looks like another prize here, discarding Vent. And we will just go to end of turn, discarding, I think, an Anticipate. I really want the opponent to tap out for another Niv Mizzet. If they do, we will just kill them. Disinformation campaign, that's not too bad. Discard Anticipate. Land pass, okay. I'm going to try to flood back my Expansion Explosion, because we can use it as a counter spell versus them. And if they counter, then I get to resolve my Thousand Year Storm here, and I think we actually kill them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because this will be 2, 3. No, not quite. Well, we get to opt. We get to do a lot of digging, is what we get to do. Bottom and opt. Did I play a land this turn? Oh, I didn't. If I draw a land, I also win. So let's bottom that. Darn. Opt again. We're going to top that, because a land will win. Top that. All right, GG. Bottom that. And now we go shock into lightning strike. And this is 8 plus 15 damage, so pretty nice kill here. Through a counter even. That feels pretty nice. All right. That's how the deck's supposed to work. Oh, they scooped the match! All right, well, I guess we're not going to get another game here, but that's a look at the deck. I think that's a great way to end it, even though the deck didn't do so well in this league. Again, I've been doing super well with it overall. The previous leagues prior to this one I recorded were both 4-1s, 2 4-1s in a row. I definitely think there's room for improvement of this deck. I don't think this is the final build anywhere close. But yeah, it's a fun one to build. It's pretty budget friendly. It does get, or it does take a little bit of time to get used to it, but it's definitely a fun one. You do need to add more cards for the aggro matchup. In fact, I wouldn't even mind running like electrostatic fields in the main, but definitely room to fiddle around with it, try it out. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this Constructed with Numot. There will be more drafts, of course, in the future, but I wanted to try out a standard deck that I've been having a lot of fun with. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to check out all of my other content here on the MTGO Trader channel. And of course, you can catch me streaming every weekday on my Twitch stream, twitch.tv/NumottheNummy. Take it easy, friends. We'll see you next time.
Thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel for more awesome MTG content just like this. And make sure to tap the bell icon to be notified whenever a video is made live. If you want to keep watching content, here are 2 more videos for you. This video and many others are sponsored by MTGO Traders and Cape Fear Games. Buy and sell digital singles to build your online collection today with MTGO Traders, and get your paper singles, accessories, and much more from Cape Fear Games. Whatever your Magic needs, both places have you covered.